Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a topic that so many new parents ask about. How do I get my baby to try different foods? Trust me, I've been there. You spend all this time pureeing organic carrots, you present it with a cute little spoon, and nope. They turn their head, clamp their mouths shut, or my personal favorite, give you that look of utter betrayal. It can be frustrating, right? I remember with my first, he was a fantastic eater from day one. I thought I had it all figured out. I was like, wow, I am a natural at this parenting thing. He would gobble up anything I gave him. Then my second came along, and she was a completely different story. She was my picky eater, my little food critic, and welcome back to it was a humbling experience, Today, to say the least. we're diving
and it
into
made
a
me
topic
realize
that
just
so
how
many new
different
parents
every
ask
child
about.
is.
How do I get my
What
baby
works
to try
for
different
one baby
foods?
might not work for
Trust
another,
me, I've
and
been
that's
there.
perfectly okay.
You spend all this
So
time
if you're feeling
pureeing
stressed
organic
because your
carrots,
baby
you
is
present it
rejecting
with a
everything
cute
you
little
offer,
spoon.
please know you are not alone.
Nope. This is a
They
super
turn their
common
head,
challenge.
clamp their mouths shut.
Let's think about it from the
or
baby's
my
perspective.
personal favorite.
For their
Give you
entire
that
life
look
up
of
to
utter
this point,
betrayal.
they've only known one
It can be
thing,
frustrating,
a liquid
right?
diet of milk. I remember with my
It's
first,
warm,
he was
it's
a
familiar,
fantastic
and it's
eater from
easy.
day one.
Suddenly,
I thought I had
you're
it all figured
introducing
out.
this weird, textured stuff on a strange metal or plastic object.
It's a huge sensory shift. They have to learn a completely new skill. Think about how they drink milk, their tongue pushes forward to suckle. But to eat solids, they need to learn to move their tongue backwards to swallow the food. That's a complex motor skill they've never had to use before. It's like us learning a new dance move. It takes practice and coordination. So when they spit food out, it's not always because they dislike it. Often, it's just their tongue's natural reflex pushing it forward, a process called the tongue thrust reflex. They literally have to retrain their mouths. Now let's talk about timing. The general recommendation you'll hear is to start introducing solids around 6 months of age. And while that's a good guideline, it's just so much more important to look for developmental readiness signs rather than just focusing on the calendar. Age is just a number, but your baby's physical development will tell you when they're truly ready to start this journey. So, what are these key signs? First and foremost, can your baby sit up well with minimal support? This is crucial for safety. They need to be upright to swallow properly and reduce the risk of choking. Second, do they have good head and neck control? Can they hold their head steady without it bobbing around? Again, this is a safety and coordination thing. You want them to be stable and in control while they're navigating this new experience. Another big sign is a diminishing tongue thrust reflex. Remember that reflex we just talked about? As they get ready for solids, you'll notice they stop automatically pushing things out of their mouth with their tongue. You can test this with a clean finger or a little bit of water on a spoon. If they don't immediately push it back out, that's a great sign. And perhaps the most fun sign to watch for, are they showing interest in your food? Do they watch you intently while you eat? Do they open their mouths when you take a bite, or even try to grab food from your plate? This curiosity is a fantastic indicator that they're mentally ready to explore the world of food. It's like they're saying, hey, what's that you've got? I want in on that. When you see these signs coming together, that's usually your green light to start experimenting. So you've determined your baby is ready. Now what? The key here is patience, patience, and more patience. This isn't a race. It's a journey of discovery for your little one. I remember with my daughter, I felt like I tried everything. I bought the fancy organic baby food pouches. I made my own purees from scratch. I tried different spoons, different times of day. Some days were a success and many were a total flop. One of the biggest lessons I learned was to keep the pressure low. Mealtimes should be fun and relaxed, not a battle. If you're stressed and anxious, your baby will pick up on that energy. Try to see it as playtime. Let them touch the food. Yes, it's going to be messy, incredibly messy. But that sensory exploration is part of the learning process. Smooshing avocado between their fingers is helping their brain understand texture and consistency. Start with single-ingredient purees. Things like mashed avocado, banana, sweet potato, or a simple iron-fortified baby cereal are great first foods. Offer just a tiny amount on the tip of a soft spoon. Don't try to fill the spoon and shovel it in. Just a little taste is all you're aiming for. If they accept it, great. If they turn away, don't force it. Just say, okay, maybe next time. And try again another day. Experts often recommend offering a new food multiple times, sometimes as many as 10 to 15 times, before deciding a baby truly dislikes it. Their tastes are constantly developing. Something they rejected on Monday might be their new favorite by Friday of the next week. The goal in these early days isn't about volume or calories. They're still getting the vast majority of their nutrition from breast milk or formula. The goal is exposure and practice. I also found that mixing textures helped. If my daughter wasn't into a plain pea puree, I might try mixing it with a little bit of mashed sweet potato, something I knew she was more comfortable with. Sometimes just changing the combination was enough to get her to try it. We also played with temperature. Some babies prefer their food slightly warm, while others might like it cool, especially if they're teething. There are so many variables you can play with, so don't be afraid to experiment. Another great tip is to eat with your baby. Sit them in their high chair at the table with you during your meals, even if they're not eating the same thing. They learn so much by watching you. They see you chewing, swallowing, and enjoying your food. This modeling is incredibly powerful. You can give them a little bit of what you're having, provided it's baby safe. Of course, soft, mashed, and without added salt or sugar. Seeing you eat it can make it seem much more appealing. Remember all that talk about organic meals? I want to be clear. You don't have to buy the most expensive, pre-made organic baby food to be a good parent. While I did try those, what ended up working best for us was often the simplest things. Making your own baby food can be cost-effective and easy. A simple steamer and a blender, or even just a fork, are all you need. Steaming some carrots until they're super soft and mashing them up is a perfect first food. The benefit is you know exactly what's in it. But also, don't feel guilty if you don't have time for that. The pouches and jars are incredibly convenient, and they are a perfectly healthy option. The most important thing is that your baby is being exposed to different flavors and textures in a positive, loving environment. Fed is best, and that applies to solids too. In the end, my picky eater did come around. It took time, it took a lot of messy meal times, and it took me learning to relax and let her lead the way. Today, she's a great little eater with a surprisingly adventurous palate. It just took her longer to get there. So to recap, watch for those developmental signs of readiness around 6 months. Keep it low pressure and fun. Expect a mess and embrace it as part of learning. Offer a variety of single-ingredient foods repeatedly. And most importantly, be patient with your baby and with yourself. You're both learning something new. This is a marathon, not a sprint. You're laying the foundation for a lifetime of healthy eating habits, and that's worth taking your time with. I hope these tips and stories from my own experience were helpful for you. Every baby's journey with food is unique, so find what works for your family and enjoy this new, exciting, and admittedly very messy chapter. Thanks so much for watching today. If you have any tips of your own for introducing solids, please share them in the comments below. I'm sure everyone would love to hear them. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more content like this. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.